Look, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a very good thing that the number of gearboxes and ERSs has been increased for next season. Why? Why not? No, you answer my question. I don't care about the press conference. You answer. I'm asking questions. You answer my question. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome back to Aussie Villain Racing for the Hungarian Grand Prix today. Could you tell I was struggling for an intro for this one? So we do have the new sporting regulations that have come in. The vote has just passed. I don't think there's any surprise that Mercedes, Red Bull and Ferrari, the teams that supply other teams with gearboxes and ERSs, have voted against it. They want you paying more. But yeah, so that has passed. So next season we will have, where was the numbers here? Here it is here. So we'll have an extra gearbox, an extra ERS. The engines are the same at 4, which is probably just about fair enough. A little bit of news. Jess Hawkins is retiring from Formula 1. Apparently she did really well. She had a test with Aston Martin, like in their actual car at Hungaroring, and did I think it was Rosberg that was sort of alluding to the fact that she was quicker than Drogovic, their actual official reserve driver. So yeah, maybe a bit of a shame, but I mean, at 29... I mean, realistically, she's not the woman that's going to get the Formula 1, is she? Which would be wonderful to see if it does happen, which it will do. At some point, it will happen, won't it? But yeah, anyway, it's not going to be Jess Hawkins. So that is that. Now, we do have a little bit to catch you up on in terms of the car, because we have new chassis. Both drivers will get them. We can see here it's going to move us forward a little bit. It's going to help top speed, which doesn't really help us necessarily at Hungaroring. But where it might help us is in medium and high-speed corners. So both cars will get that, and where does that move us up the grid? A little bit. It'll move us up the grid a little bit. Engine cooling perhaps drops down a little bit, but our engine cooling is quite good, so I don't think we have to worry about that. We do have a new front wing design. We weren't able to get it built in time for this race, but we will have them in time for the next race, which is just next weekend game in Belgium. So that is all very, very exciting. So that being the case, let's go and have a look at the Hungaroring here. And we can see we are expecting no rain today, which is good. Circuit map there, red sector 1, blue sector 2, and yellow sector 3. Sections by speed, low speed, medium speed, couple of high speed corners in there as well. And we can see here that where we need the low and the medium speed corners, we're not particularly good at low speed, and well, we're not particularly good at anything. Tire preservation, though, which actually might not be nothing here. It could well serve us well. 21 seconds is the pit stop lost time. Expected strategies is a 2-stop, and I'm wondering if you want to, if soft, medium, soft could be a decent option, or if you do want to use the hard tire. The hard tire is only half a second slower than the soft. So yeah, maybe soft is the bad one. It degrades quite quickly, and the average lap time is not that much quicker. Medium, maybe you want 2 mediums and a hard. I might save an extra set of mediums, I think, just to be safe on this one. Historically, Red Bull, Ocon won that crazy race back in 21, and Hamilton the race before that. But let's have a look at our race targets here. I think, can we be ambitious with Stoff and say 18th? And then maybe with Doohan, we're a little bit less ambitious and say 20th, because it is still pretty good money just to get 20th, which he should be able to do at this point. Alright, so confirmation of the weather there. This is one of the tracks in real life I'd really, really like to go to, in Budapest as well. Town City I'd like to go to. Anyway, I'll go and do some free practice, and I'll see you for qualifying. Alright, so we've done free practice. Didn't go too badly, it has to be said. If you have a quick look here, FP1, we were down here in 14th and 15th, which is, you know, roughly where we want to be, really. FP2, not where we want to be, but where we are, I suppose. 14th and 16th. And then FP3, again, if we go down here, it was 15th and 18th. So again, not too bad. Hopefully the new chassis is actually going to, you know, make us take a step forward. So Q1, let's go see how we go. So, first run, here we go. Hopefully, now, because we do have new engines, ERS and gearboxes in as well. I think Doohan actually has a brand new engine, I think it is. Well, like, first time it's been used, so hopefully that'll give him a little advantage. Not really a power circuit, of course, so possibly not going to make that much of a difference, but the other one was getting down towards 50%, so it was time to put a new one in. Doohan is going faster through the first sector than Vandoorne, but I think Doohan has been the faster of the two, generally speaking, through free practice as well. So maybe not always at, sort of at the end of the session, but when they've been on the same tyres at the same age, then Doohan has typically been the quicker of the two of them. And then the longer the free practice goes, you know, what they're doing will vary a little bit. So Vandoorne does across a 160, yeah, half a 6/10. So that's quite a difference. That's almost too much, isn't it? As let's see where we sort of trickle down to here. No one has gone slower than us yet, but maybe the cars that have done a lap you wouldn't expect them to be. We'll probably have to go again, I suspect. Oh, we're ahead of Gasly by 9/10. Alright, so we're on board with Vandoorne. Now, Doohan is currently P15. Now, you would imagine that the Red Bull's going to go quicker, and then it's quite a jump to get to Hulkenberg. I don't know that he's going to go any further up, but he might be able to go a bit quicker and maybe protect himself if someone like Sargent does a better lap time. K-Mag has got to be capable of a better lap time. But we're catching... This is Bottas in front of us, and we're actually catching him a little bit too quickly, to be honest. It's going to ruin the lap. Doohan is down to 16th now and has not gone fast up. Yeah, a little bit worried. He's done a better middle sector. A little bit worried that it's just too close to Bottas. We're going to be getting dirty air. Is Vandoorne able to go quicker? Oh, he's just off of Doohan. Magnussen bumps Doohan out. And in the end, it is 17th and 18th and session over. Oh, well, we are making stops today, it looks like. Okay, so let me just have a play around with things here. Well, so I'm not having to think about what I'm talking about. Alright, so any two-stop option is not really a great one. The only thing is, I mean, you're going to be so much slower. Well, nothing says we have to run a soft tyre necessarily, does it? Because we did save a set of mediums. So could we do medium, medium, hard, and save ourselves a set? And then if the soft tyre is clearly quicker through the race, although then we're committing ourselves to we're not. Yes, I mean that says it's 10 seconds faster. We can make a medium, medium, hard work. If we really, really wanted to. Doohan. The thing is that you don't... Do we have two sets of new softs? Yeah, we do. So could we do this strategy, eliminate the hard, even though you are pushing on it, and still make that work? I mean, the answer is yes, you could. It says that the estimated race time is a second slower. So is a hard tyre pushing actually a better way to go? Certainly off of the evidence of this, potentially it is just, rather than hanging out on a soft. So if that's the case, are you better off then starting on a soft, getting, you know, like the best start you can, going onto a hard and sort of pushing, getting that out of the way, and then going medium, medium to the end? If you're going to do this, that makes sense to me the way you want to do it. Get the benefit of the soft tyre off the line, use the hard tyre, get it out of the way, and then go medium, medium. How do we feel about that as our race strategy? The one thing about this I would say is that we could switch Vandoorne. If Doohan's strategy is looking quicker, then we could switch him fairly early on in his second medium stint to do a hard and a soft at the end and sort of do the complete opposite of what Doohan's got. So I think I feel good about this. Yeah, and then if there's any safety cars or anything, then that could change things a little bit as well, couldn't it? So Vandoorne does not want to push his tyres too much. Doohan doesn't really want to push his tyres too much to start with either, but he can go a little bit harder, can't he? Alright, let's see what happens. Alright, welcome back. Hopefully me talking through the strategy helps a little bit, rather than just me saying, oh, here's what we're doing. Hopefully it does help a little bit. Yeah, like I say, if I'm talking it through, then it helps me. But it helps you think what's going through my brain, which is usually hard to understand at the best of times. So who's this doing? Absolutely taking off up the road there. So there's a lot of soft tyre runners to start. So that suggests that Vandoorne really does just need to kind of hold out here. Because if you're on a soft tyre, there's no way, based off what... And we know that our tyre preservation is quite good compared to a lot of cars on the grid. If you're on a soft tyre to start with, you're doing a 3-stop. There's no way that you can't be, really. Unless you... Oh, I guess you could really save the medium and the soft. Maybe you could, but realistically, I think if you're on a soft tyre to start with, then that's you doing a 3-stop as K-Mag comes past Doohan, which is maybe to be expected. Our engine cooling's not great there. What's going on with that? I mean, I knew it was a little bit worse with the new chassis, but I didn't think it'd be that bad. So we may have overfueled the cars here if that's the case. If we need to back off a little bit to keep the engine temps down, it's not a scorching day, although it does say it's red. So maybe it could be cooler. As Gasly gets past, but Gasly's on a soft tyre as well. So anyway, we'll see what we get here. Doohan is in danger of going backwards. He's lost the DRS to Magnussen. We're not pushing the tyres that hard the whole way, of course. Now we've got a yellow flag because Vandoorne is locked up.
Yeah, no worries, man.
And he is back to last. Excellent. Good start, Stoff. Now I think with that lockup, Vandoorne has just committed himself to an extra stop because it's already going to be marginal. So yeah, we'll just move Vandoorne over to the 3-stop now, so he'll be pushing a little bit more. And we'll do, yeah, like I say, we'll do the reverse of what Doohan's got, so he'll be rapid at the end. Oh, we've got a virtual safety car. Ocon is got damage. He was a little bit behind. He was a little bit behind Vandoorne, so I think that is going to be okay. Yeah, he's just crashed by himself, so that's fine. And yeah, this will give us an opportunity just to conserve everything.
Yeah.
And maybe I wonder if it would give Vandoorne a chance to go back onto a 2-stop. I think you can just see it was so marginal anyway. That lockup, it just pushed him over the edge, I think. Oh, another virtual safety car. Oh, this is for Vandoorne, who stuck it in the wall. And Vandoorne is out.
I'm not quite sure what's happened.
What's he done? He was right behind Gasly. Has he done a Sonoda? No, he's just lost it beforehand. And that was probably going to be a new suspension, I suspect. So now I think this is maybe close enough to the window. It just means we don't push the hard tyre quite as much. But I think this is close enough to us needing to come in with literally just outside the pit window anyway. To come in this lap.
Box confirmed.
And hopefully get a good stop. And we save, what, 6 seconds? I think this is going to be worth it. It's close enough to the pit window to be worth it. So we go onto the hard. We'll push it fairly hard, but not completely maybe as we were going to. And yeah, well, let's see if that works out for us. Alright, so the only other car that came in to stop was Magnussen, who was ahead of us anyway, and he's just there on a soft set of tyres. Hulkenberg has just come in. Now, he did have a pit stop issue, but we got ahead of him by 3 seconds. So, I mean, that could work out okay. We should come out ahead of Bottas. Now, Bottas had just got past us before the Vandoorne incident. So it might work out okay, which is 14th, which we know is pretty much best case scenario for us. And as long as we're sort of best of our sort of backmarkers group, then we can be quite pleased with ourselves, I think. So yeah, we'll see. This is Doohan's sort of rough stint on the hard tie-up. We've got to eke them out a little bit, so we can't push them the whole way. And here comes some pit stops now as the soft tyre runners, this is roughly when we would have been coming in anyway. Albon will be the interesting one. I don't think we will have done enough to get an overcut on him. But certainly Bottas back, we should do okay. Albon is moving in the pit lane, I think. So yeah, he's going to get out ahead of us. But I don't think there's any doubt that we're closer as the Haas of Hulkenberg comes past with a bit of DRS. But I mean, that's fine. Hulkenberg was only behind us because of a pit stop issue. So I'm not too worried about that. I prefer we weren't doing 125s in truth, but we are on a hard tyre for this stint, so maybe we've just got to take our medicine for now. Okay, so this is going to be interesting now. Bottas has just come in along with Zoe. Now, there's probably just about enough space between them for them not to get too badly messed up on the double stack. But Bottas is still not moving in the pit lane, and we're well past him. So that is looking as though it's a job well done. Now, what tyre is he coming out onto? A hard as well. So he might be doing one less stop than us, in truth. But yeah, our lap times aren't too bad. We are quicker than everybody behind us, and as I've said, on a normal day, 16th is our best case scenario, because that's us. That means we've beaten both Alpines, both Saubers, and obviously we'd be 16th, 17th. So anything better than that means we're beating a Haas or a Williams or something, and we're currently beating a Williams. So that's not too bad. Alright, so we are coming up to our pit window. We are just using up what little bit of the tyre we have left here. Almost halfway through the race as well, so that's good timing to come in and make your second stop of sort of, you know, like get 2 stints done, 2 stints to go. And yeah, it's not going too bad. We are getting lapped. They're really bad. The drivers are really bad at letting the leaders pass and losing the least possible time. Like they lift off down the back straight instead of like letting them go past just before the DRS detection zone, so you get DRS, you know, to help your lap time as they go past. So I don't know if there is a way, if you can in driver development, if part of, I don't know, awareness or something is sort of, they will do that, and it's just that our drivers are particularly bad at letting or getting lapped. But yeah, it's really frustrating. It is really frustrating to sit there and watch them just lap after lap just lose so much time getting lapped. So this will be our in lap. We'll come in, we'll stick on a medium. We'll be going medium to the end. And we'll see Magnussen has come in already and put on a hard tyre, sorry. You can already see it's a little bit like the British race last time out, where it's just a massive gap between ourselves and Hulkenberg in front. Now, I think in truth Magnussen's going to be quite that distance ahead of us as well in this one, and it is just a little bit of a race between the usual suspects and Sargent. I said 16th was the best we could usually hope for. It's actually 17th, isn't it? But yeah, 17th and 18th would be where we would be in sort of in the normal pecking order of things. So 16th means we've beaten somebody, and on this occasion, and most occasions, to be honest, that's going to be Sargent, isn't it? So here we go, in the pits. Do we get a good stop from the boys here? Hards off, mediums on, go, 2.5, we'll have some of that, thank you very much. Magnussen goes past as expected. There goes Sargent as well. Let's get these tyres up to temperature as quickly as possible. Now, Sargent is on a soft tyre. So he must have stopped twice. He has stopped twice. So no surprise that Sargent has got past us, but equally, we know that from Doohan's first stint, the soft tyres don't last forever. And if he's planning on making one more stop to the end, he's going to have to then come onto a hard. And that should anyway, favour us on a medium to get the better of him as the race develops. Magnussen's not a mile up the road on his hard tyre, you know. So we might be in a race for 15th here. That's already looking like best case scenario for Doohan though, isn't it? 15th would be the equivalent of a win for us. Alright, so we've caught Magnussen really quickly actually on his hard tyre. He's really struggling, and I mean that looked quite easy, didn't it? The downside to that is that he's going to have DRS and he might get us back, but he was so slow there that he actually might not either. No, he's a mile back. There's no way. Surely, and we're going to have better traction, yeah. So K-Mag is to one side. Sargent in front of us on a soft tyre. He does have a mechanical issue, though, as does Ricciardo and Hamilton's. Now, Hamilton's has just gone from yellow to orange, so therefore, obviously, getting worse. Ricciardo's has sort of been orange consistently. It'd be nice if one of those guys retired, but ultimately, we just need to... I mean, we're not going to get the Vandoorne money for 18th. Sonoda has a mechanical issue now as well, so we really do need to make sure Doohan is getting his sponsorship money so we don't have too big of a hole in the budget. But Hulkenberg is going to come out of the pits quite a ways ahead of us. Is he on a hard tyre? He's on a soft. So yeah, Hulkenberg's gone. But yeah, Magnussen's really lacking pace on that hard tyre. He's sort of hanging on to us a little bit, isn't he? He's probably got a bit of DRS. Yeah, he's right there. And there's someone behind him as well, but that might be a car coming up to lap us. Yeah, because Zoe's quite a ways back. So this is where we need to be more intelligent of where we get overtaken. So like, let them past here in the corners where you're slowing down anyway. We've got a yellow flag somewhere. It's not us. We don't have to worry about Vandoorne because he's already out. See, so let them pass there, so you get the DRS, and now we're going to lift onto the straight. Or maybe not. Okay, so that's not too bad. That's not too bad. There you go, Doohan. You're getting better at it now. And let's see if Sargent has to do a lift, and that puts us right up behind him. Yeah, see, there's a way to get lapped, and we just need to get better at doing it. But anyway, we should, off of this... Oh, Sargent... No, he does have a mechanical issue, so that's going to be a... Yeah, but his soft tyres are fairly worn at this point. So it's looking like he's going to be fairly straightforward fodder down this front straight, isn't he? Surely. And we could do with getting past him for these engine temperatures as well. But he's thrown a little defensive move up, but I don't think he'll have an argument, will he, into here? Maybe he will. We might need to get the ERS out next lap, I think, and make sure that gets done. And then close the gap to Bottas. Now, Bottas is on a hard tyre. Yeah, he'll be coming in shortly. So we don't want to spend too much time stuck behind Sargent here with Bottas struggling on his tyres. We want to be making the most of this as best we can. He's trying to get away from us, isn't he? Not a chance, Logan. Not a chance, mate. Come on, Jack. Good exit out of here. We are much further back this lap than we were last time. Can we go for a lunge? Not quite. What about this time? What about this time, Jack? Please? Oh, it's a good move. It's a really good move. Alright, up the road we go. Alright, now Bottas and Sargent are on hard tyres to the end. Magnussen's going to have to stop again. This is sort of the race that's behind us. Hulkenberg is a long way up the road. He's a pit stop ahead of us, so it doesn't really matter what he's doing. He can make an extra stop. He can go soft and still come out ahead of us. So, we are going to be stopping shortly. We're going to get lapped here by a Ferrari in a second. If he doesn't lap us this lap, but I think he will, then we'll come in to avoid losing the time. But yeah, there's one, and there's going to be the second one. So Bottas is only 3 seconds behind us now. So we'll take these tyres as far as we can. We might even deploy now as well. And just try and minimise the time that we're losing. Whilst he's on the newer tyres, but we're going to have a bit of a challenge, I think, to get to get back to him. The one thing that will be, if we look on the mini-map here, so he's behind us here, he's got a bunch of cars coming up to lap him that we will come out behind when we stop, so that will actually help us catch him up a little bit, as we will be coming in this lap. But yeah, we're going to have a very, very tough job to actually catch him back up, I think. Although he's, like I say, we're going to have the better medium tyres to get there. So we're going to come out behind Magnussen, ahead of Zoe, is the plan. As we are now out of battery. And let's see what we get as Hulkenberg is in the pits, same lap as us. Alright. It's gonna be a big ask to catch Bottas here. I'm a little concerned about this. Let's see, we do get a good stop, so that helps the cause. If this Aston Martin could go past us nice and quickly, that would also be useful. Let's get these tyres up the temperature.
Boy, it looks like a pit stop issue.
As Magnussen's got an issue, so that should see him off. And we need to let this Mercedes go at a good place. We've got 18 seconds to try and catch Bottas. But like I say, he's about to get lapped by these 2 McLarens and a Ferrari. So let's watch this gap try and come down. It's the gap to Sargent, really, that we're looking at. As that's us lapped. And then there's is that a Red Bull coming? So there'll be a Red Bull lapping us again at some point. But we don't have quite as many cars trying to come past us in the next little bit. So that's a positive, obviously. But let's see what we get. 15 seconds is the gap right now. Has Bottas had all those cars? He's still got a McLaren to come past, and then that Ferrari. and the Mercedes that just got us. So we are gonna, we are gonna have a lot of help getting this gap down. Hopefully, it's enough help. All right, so 10 laps to go, and we are 10 seconds, 11 seconds behind Bottas. We are about a second a lap faster than him. We have a little bit of extra tyre life that we can look to use. I want to kind of wait, though, whilst we're taking a second a lap out of him for now. That's not too bad. We're not going to get lapped by anybody, whereas he has an Aston Martin that's just lapped us, that is getting close. So, yeah, we will sort of attack harder. But I just want to wait a little bit because we are catching him. We're putting second and a half that lap. So, yeah, and of course Sargent is there in the middle. They both have hard tyres that are older, so it should be a matter of time. But it doesn't always work like that. We could do with I think it's Stroll's Aston Martin. We could really do with it is Stroll. So we could really do with him catching them a little bit quicker and lapping them. But Stroll's doing 1:27s, and that's roughly that's what we're doing. So he's not really pulling away from us. So he might be catching them a little bit, as we've got a yellow flag for a Guan Yu Zhou lockup. So yeah, we're only half a second faster that lap. We might need to put a bit more pressure on them here, I think. Alright, so Ricciardo has just retired from the race with a mechanical fault. So that means we're playing for 14th now. We've just been lapped by Verstappen, who is flying around. One thing I will say, I do feel like there's a big difference in time. Like, Red Bull is obviously a very good car, but you don't see... Are they 4 seconds a lap faster? Like, in real life, is Red Bull 4 seconds a lap faster than Sauber? I mean, I think qualifying tells us no, doesn't it? Yeah, maybe that could do with a little bit of an adjustment in the game, but... Because I don't think... At this point, we should be 3 laps down. You know, like that just doesn't happen anymore. That's like bottom of the trough Williams, barely that bad. So, yeah. Let's see anyway. What's the gap? 5 seconds to Sargent, then another 5. We're going to struggle to get there, I think. Alright, so we're just coming around to start our final lap, and yeah, we're not going to get there. We are bringing the gap down, we're pushing the tyres as hard as we can now, and yeah, I've just left it maybe a little bit too late. I'm trying to figure out what I could have done better. I'd say one thing, maybe that where we use the soft tyres, in hindsight, we might have been better off not starting on a soft tyre, maybe doing a medium and then coming in and looking for the offset. When everybody else was on older tyres, we would have got a bigger offset on a soft than perhaps being stuck in traffic on a, and maybe not getting the best out of the soft tyre. So that's maybe something that I'll have to learn from. But I mean, 16th, it's still going to get us our sponsorship money. It's not the end of the world. But Vandoorne in the wall as well, not a classic for us, that one. So there we go. It was won by Verstappen ahead of Perez. And if we go and have a look here, we moved up a spot, but I mean, a couple of retirements in front of us as well probably helped that, didn't it? Best lap was there or thereabouts with the others, but yeah, like I say, just not quite a classic for us. Pit stop points, we pick up a single point with Doohan, so all round that's been a bit of a mess, hasn't it? And we are still third in the pit stop competition though, even though Red Bull had a very good day on that front. And unfortunately, Vandoorne does not meet his target. Doohan does, so he picks up the 400 grand for that. And we have mid-season review. So we are below target, but only by a place. And if we get a point, we're going to shoot up that standings, aren't we? So we've got medium board confidence, which is good. So we get a little bit of extra cash for that as well. And it looks like we're going to be here for the second half of the season. So the second half of the season will end the first half of the season because we'll have the summer break, after the Belgium race. Now, the Belgium race might work out okay for us because we're going to have a new front wing as well. Vandoorne wrote off most of that car, it looks like. But the new front wing is going to, you can see here, pointing at the screen doesn't help us, does it? Look at that dirty air tolerance improvement. It's going to make a big difference. It's going to really help tyre preservation, and it's going to help us as well in the corners. So I think it's a big upgrade for us. It went sort of hand in hand with the chassis, which helped our top speed. So I, for one, am very curious to see how we go with those upgrades on the car for Belgium. So if you've enjoyed that, thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. Spa's next. I'll see you there. Take care.